everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. We're about to join with Amazon Live, but I'm excited that you all could be with us here as we are experiencing something that is really cool. We've already had over 3,000 of you guys join us today for our Black Friday deals and conversations. We're going to be keeping that going throughout the rest of this afternoon. And in this next hour, I'm excited to welcome back my friend, Ruby C. Wight, to our program. She's the author of this book you guys see there, Resilient Heart. You see Ruby on screen with me there. We're about to go live on Amazon. We're going to make sure all of our settings are good over here on Facebook. I see you guys that are over there on Twitter. I appreciate you all being with us. And also, of course, for those who are tuning in on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as on LinkedIn, we're glad you all could join us too. We're going to be talking to Ruby not only about the year that's been 2021 for her. It's been a busy year, the release of her book, and of course, let you guys know how to stay connected with her and all the great things that she has going on. If you guys are not following Ruby on social media, we will let you guys know how to be able to do that. And of course, how you can be able to stay in contact with some other special she has going on with her book too. I'll be telling you guys more about that on the social media side. Ruby, we look like we're all set there on Facebook. All of our settings are good. We're going to go ahead and connect with Amazon, okay?
Sure.
And you all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. Glad you all could join us once again. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. And boy, do we have a great guest that's kicking off this next hour with us here at Black Friday Deals and Conversations. All day long, we'll be bringing you guys some great deals here on Amazon.com, but also some great conversations as well. We're continuing that with this next hour. We're excited to welcome author Ruby C. Wight to our program. Ruby is the author of this book you guys see there called Resilient Heart. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it in the carousel here on Amazon. You guys can get it both in print as well as a Kindle edition. The Kindle edition is only $5.99. We're going to talk to Ruby not only about the writing of the book, the message of the book, but also what she hopes you're able to take away from it as well. Ruby, glad to have you back on with us.
I am so thrilled to be back here, Cyrus. Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, the pleasure is definitely all mine. So, Ruby, let's begin where we are now. You have had, it is not an understatement, you have had a very busy 2021. You've been moving around the country. You've published your book, been sharing your book. What has it been like for you to kind of reflect on this year?
Do you mind repeating the question? Something just came off my...
Yeah, sure. No, I was just asking, what has it been like for you to reflect on this year?
Oh, it's a very exciting year actually, and it has been very busy, of course, and I also have upgraded myself into all kinds of things, but the book has actually evolved in a way that some people who have read it actually have been contacting me, telling me how it empowered them. And there was one review that actually surprised me really, really good. This person said that the book actually saved her life.
Hmm.
So I was really thrilled. I mean, I had the intention to write the book to empower and inspire people, not so as to save life, right? But it went that far. So I feel really, really humbled by that and inspired even more to write another book, which is in the making, hopefully to release next year.
Wow. Wow. Well, this has to feel good for you, Ruby, to be able to hear how people are responding to the message. So let's talk about the why for you, because anyone who reads Resilient Heart, and you and I talked about it on other platforms. I mean, you share a very deeply personal journey for yourself of events from your childhood, events from your adulthood, but also how you found the strength to keep going. What has it been like for you to see how your courage has definitely grown over the years?
What is it for what? I'm
Yeah, what
sorry.
is it? Yeah, what has it been like for you to see, Ruby, how your courage has grown over the years? Your courage.
My career. I'm sorry. It is actually very, very interesting because in the beginning, I thought I would just really write a book, to entertain, to engage, to empower, and inspire. But right now, it is actually getting me entertained interviews and set up for next year's public speaking engagement. I was just invited. Nights ago, I just had an interview from a huge organization. They have a 7,000 people following, mostly women. And they invited me to be their guest speaker on February. And I'm preparing for that. And I am really thrilled because I have no other desire now but to empower, especially and mostly women.
Ruby, I think that the thing though that people have picked up on, and that's why you're getting the comments that you're getting as far as the reviews, is that you really write from your heart. I mean, the title of the book is Resilient Heart. Was it easy for you to make the decision to share so much of yourself with us?
Actually not, because I also look at the effect of that one family wise. I have a family member that would definitely have possibly would have to experience some hurt or pain, especially my mother. But I spoke with my mother. I told my mother that, it was history, but that history really was my foundation. And so I have to write it. It could not possibly be deleted or just be passed on. I had to write that. And just hoping that my mother could just move on. And I assured her that it was just a chapter of the book, and we are cool. I love her so much. I show that in every way. And the most important thing is that we move on. There is such thing as forgiveness. I had forgiven her, and she knows how much I love her. I have shown in every way possible a daughter can to a mother. So there should be no hang-ups. I'm helping her not to have any kind of hang-up of our history.
I think that you bring up a really good point here, and that is that, of course, our truth is our truth.
Yes.
And yes, it impacts people differently, but it does not take away from it being our truth. Did you feel freer after writing the book, Ruby?
Oh yes. Oh yes. It was. I really had actually to sit down, meditate if it was the thing to do or not. The thing is, it should be printed. It should be read. I'm sorry, something happened. It should be shared in the hope that those who would read it would actually find the inspiration from the story to also walk through their story and get out of it like a Napoleon.
And now here we are at a point where people can be able to read it. I want to say again, I appreciate you guys joining us over there on Amazon Live. Also, just joining us on the other platforms. You all are watching Cyrus Represents here as part of our Black Friday deals and conversations. We're talking with author Ruby C. Wight today about her book, Resilient Heart. If you guys have not gotten it, it is available in print as well as a Kindle edition here on Amazon. Also, we were being reminding you guys as part of the Black Friday promotion, if you guys do not have a Kindle, believe me, now is the time to be able to get it. I have Ruby's book on my Kindle as well, and the Kindle is now on sale right now for $34.99. That's a savings of 30% today for Black Friday. Don't know if it's going to be going on throughout the weekend, but it's a great way to be able to carry all of your books, as I have over 300 books on my Kindle. Also, I'm able to enjoy my Amazon Music there too. As I mentioned, Resilient Heart is on my Kindle, even though I also purchased the paperback. But now is the perfect time to be able to pick up your own tablet. Again, it's for $34.99 at the time we're having this conversation as part of our Black Friday deals. Uh, Ruby, I want to talk to you about that because now literally people around the world, you and I have not physically met, but now people literally around the world are able to pick up this book and read it. How does it feel to know you've been able to share your story literally with the world?
I actually feel humbled by that, but at the same time, I am inspired to be there for the others, to empower them, to help them transform their mindset from being limited to limitless and being a slave to freedom, you know.
And let's just kind of run down some of the things that you deal with in Resilient Heart for those who have not had a chance to read it. You deal with, dealing with trauma as a child. You've dealt with trauma as an adult. You've had feelings of doubt, even a time where you even questioned your faith, and that was because of the circumstances you were dealing with. But what we're able to see is you come out the other side. Um, do you think because of what you've gone through, Ruby, do you think that has made you as resilient as you are today?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, Cyrus, I really think that the challenges, the adversities that we have actually are gifts. Our gifts. What happened?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. On my end, I lost it. But so forget about the text. So for me, the adversities are our blessings because it forced us to look within, to go within and develop our spiritual strength, our spiritual muscles, and we become a way, way mighty human being.
And that is it. And I think that's it. I think that perspective is so important as well, Ruby, because I think if we're able to do that, then we will become stronger ourselves, but also remind other people, like you mentioned, even in that review, that what they can achieve as well. I want to talk about chapter 7 of the book, Resilient Heart. The chapter is Getting My Footing. And in there, you take us into a period of your life where you are able to start to do just that. You're able to go from the time that you were in, the situations that you were in, but also being able to look forward. What do you say to people about, they may look at their lives and feel like they're slipping or feel like they have fallen? What have you said to people, Ruby, based on your own experience about how they can regain their footing and keep going?
Well, first of all, you have to be very, very clear of your desires, whatever that is that you want in life.
Hmm.
Have a clear vision of that. And then, as far as I'm concerned, how to go about it to accomplish that vision, I I use a technique or a process. It's called living in the end. I go to the end of that vision and then I live it as if it is already in the present moment. You know, bring the future now because there is actually just now. Forget about the past. Don't look at the future. Whatever that is, you are actually so want to have in life and be and do. Bring it now by experiencing it with your heart, with your mind, with your feeling. Feel it now, even in the absence of the reality of it. That feeling and that focus will leverage you with the law of attraction. And the universe will scheme to make the events to synchronize the events so that it is easier for you to accomplish your goal rather than working so hard, sweating so much about your goal. There is actually a way to make things happen without really using even the word hard. I never ever would like to bring it on in my mind and in my heart the word work hard. A lot of teachers would say that, but I do not allow that in my consciousness. To me, rather than saying work hard, work with passion, work passionately. Because with that, your heart opens up the frequency and the energy. You leverage the law of attraction. The whole universe will have your back. Okay?
That's powerful, Ruby, and I think it's something for people to be able to think about. About the words they choose. Let's talk about that because one thing I've learned about you in the short time I've gotten to know you is that you continue to be a student. You're a leader, but you continue to learn. Why has it been so important for you to keep learning and to keep growing yourself?
Well, Cyrus, I believe that until we reach self mastery, until we get there, we have to continuously learn. You don't stop learning when you have your bachelor's degree. You don't stop when you have your master's, or even with your PhD, or when you reach at the age of 50, 65, 70, 75. You have to keep learning until you reach self mastery. That's what I believe.
And I think that is the thing for people too to remember. It's not about an age. I think so much, Ruby, we put on age. But I think for all of us, I look at myself at 46. I love the fact that every day I'm learning something. Had an experience this morning. I was like, oh wow, I did never knew that before. And I think that's the thing. Is that what keeps you excited about life?
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yes. I If you would see my house, in every corner you will see books. My purse is very heavy because I have two books. Everywhere, every day, wherever I go, I always have books with me because I don't want to waste my time not learning. I am a curious George. I like to know the secret of the universe, the laws of the spirit, all of that, all of that.
And I think that is the big lesson for us. So, Ruby, I want to ask you this as we wrap up here. What is your hope as people are learning about you, reading your book, Resilient Heart? What do you hope your book does for them in their life?
Well, my hope is that it actually inspires people to architect their story, to design their life so that they are actually satisfied and happy with their journey. And my hope is that it empowers them to pick up themselves every time tragedy happen, challenges, whatever challenges that may come their way, that they would just pick up themselves and move forward, because there really is no good to get of continuously having a hang up of the past. So you take the dust off, get up, chin up, and believe that you were not put here in this planet to be powerless, to be defeated. We were sent here with the almighty power that we can actually move mountain. We can move anything out of our way if we use our willpower. It is that I believe.
Yeah. Well, I know you have a special that's going on with the book Resilient Heart. We're going to be able to share that on social media after this conversation, Ruby. But I want our audience to know that they can be able to get their copy of the book right now on Amazon, both in print and the Kindle edition. I have it highlighted here in the carousel. Definitely be able to pick up your book, read Ruby's story, and it's definitely going to inspire you. I think the thing about Ruby is she reminds us all of what is possible, but she also reminds us of why we cannot give up when faced with adversity, regardless of what age. As I mentioned, she dealt with trauma as a child, dealt with trauma as an adult. And she had those conflicts even internally that she expresses in the book, but she kept moving forward. She found a purpose for herself and she's been able to keep going. And that's what all of us are able to do. Ruby, how can our audience stay connected with you and be able to keep up with all the great things you're doing?
Well, please visit my website. It's called lifeatyourcommand.com. And if you just want to email me, my email is ruby at youempowermenow.com. I hope to see you there.
All right, Ruby, another great conversation with you. Thank you so much for being with us here as part of our Black Friday deals and conversations. Glad to be able to share your story once again with our audience here. Again, make sure you guys get your own copy of Resilient Heart, either in paperback or in Kindle. It is definitely going to inspire you, motivate you, and remind you of what all of us can do. And Ruby, looking forward to our next conversation together.
Yes, Cyrus, it is always a pleasure working with you. You take care, man. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of
Oh,
Cyrus Ware Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
thank you.